out in cold blood. He just killed him. There's no other way around it. You can't make it any better. He just killed him. And therein is the problem. Oh, it's right here on my phone. Okay, hold on. There was somebody there's a guy on X that was going around saying that he saw the video allegedly of what happened. Let me find this real quick. And I just want to go and I'll end with this. Because yeah, here it is right here. It's the craziest story. I'm like, wait, what? All right, so this guy, all right. All right, so this guy is going around to various content creators and telling the story that he saw the video of the alleged assault, and he's describing what it is because, of course, they weren't able to record it. And I'm gonna read this to y'all because it is wild work. So first things first, let's bring this in. All right, and this is over on Breitbart News, and it says Judge Roach made a huge mistake keeping cameras out of the Karmelo Anthony trial. He underestimated the capacity of the young man's supporters spreading outright lies in the BLM social media ecospace. What did I say? Ecosystem. This is a long clip, but it must be seen to be believed. Morris Dwayne Turner, who protested outside of the trial, tells the YouTuber with 100,000 subscribers an insane series of outright lies that would have been DOA if the arguments had been broadcast on video. Listen to what he said. A cell phone video of the whole fight was shared on Snapchat and Reddit. Austin Metcalf pushed Karmelo so hard that he hit his head on a bleacher. Karmelo suffered from seizures, so any blow to the head was perceived as a potential fatal threat. Karmelo got jumped by a group of young men. Jeff Metcalf invited all the witnesses to a barbecue and threatened their parents. This was alleged in court. The first person to throw a punch was Hunter. Hunter cold-cocked the boy. After the first punch, they all start beating on Karmelo. Karmelo escaped the group, but Austin grabbed his hoodie and pulled him back. And on the video, you can see his gray hoodie stretched out. Austin put him in a headlock. That's why you can see a ligature marks on the bottom of his neck. An older white lady who was inside the court said it was clear from what she saw that he fell on the knife. Karmelo was on the ground when Austin was stabbed. Karmelo, sitting down, could never muster up the type of pressure, so he had to fall on it. Karmelo ran away and went directly to coaches to tell them what happened. The whole group chased after him, including Austin. Wait, I thought Austin got killed, was stabbed. Okay. Austin didn't go down until he came down the steps of the bleacher. So his heart was punctured and he moved down the steps. Okay. Hunter never went back to his brother to put pressure on the wound, never got close enough to him. Frisco PD policy mandates that when someone claims self-defense, everyone involved in the altercation must be arrested and taken in for questioning. They had Karmelo already booked and charged with the murder of Austin Metcalf before Austin Metcalf was even pronounced dead. This is what he said. Because they already knew what they wanted. The paramedic said he was purple, and they had to administer blood to him, and then he perked back up. His color came back. They didn't think they were going to lose him because the stab wound wasn't anything grave. I saw him after the trial. out there telling this story. This story is fantastic because this is exactly probably where Umar Johnson got this foolishness from. Let's bring this in. I want y'all to check this out. I'm probably just going to let it play. But this is this guy saying that he saw this alleged video after the assault. And it's crazy work because I don't know. This is very disappointing. Let's go. Green hearts in the chat when you can hear.
And so at this point, they are sitting there. Austin actually pushes Karmelo, and he pushes him so hard until he falls back and hit the bleachers. Now, in courtroom testimony, they said that he actually fell in the lap of another kid, but there was no other kid sitting behind Karmelo. So there's that. And so he did hit his head. He came back up, and once he hit his head and came back up, then you seen Austin.
Don't mean to cut you off. I do want to say this. Mm-hmm. One thing that we learned about Karmelo is that he suffered from seizures.
He did.
So throw somebody and they hit their head, he could have lost his life.
He could have lost his life. But you know what else would have happened? If all of this transaction was going on, that more than likely means that there's going to be some pictures, evidence of his head being maybe a knot on the back of his head or whatnot like that. He got punched in the ear. All that kind of stuff like that there would have been evidence of that. And I'm pretty sure they showed that, right, Mr. Dwayne? Like the fact that this podcaster allowed this man to come over and just outright lie is a sin and a shame. Let's go.
He had every right to defend himself because nobody knows where it would have went after, you know what I mean? After he hit his head, who knows what would have happened after that moment? Correct.
And that's kind of the whole moment of it. He suffered from epilepsy, so he suffered seizures. He also had surgery on.
Let me just make sure I got this right, because I might not be the smartest person in the world. Real quick, epilepsy, that's a pretty big deal, right? I'm not trying to be funny. I want to be respectful. If somebody has epilepsy, that means that probably you're not just allowing them to just do everything. Is that fair? Am I right? I don't know many people with epilepsy, so I don't want to be disrespectful. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I actually want to ask a serious question. If somebody has epilepsy, they're probably ones that you take good care of and you make sure that they're that you make sure that you dealt with, epileptic patients, like that. Okay. So if getting hit in your head is a bad thing, that's a bad thing for a person who has epilepsy. They could have a seizure and it could go south. Is that right? Okay, got that right. So why is somebody who has epilepsy playing football? Make that make sense. If he has epilepsy and he's so fragile, why does he play football? Because remember the football injury that he had with his shoulder? That was a football injury. Why is he playing football if he's this fragile? Am I missing something? Am I being, and please let me know. Let me know if I'm just being insensitive. Right. He's really taking a danger. If this is a real reality that you are medically fragile like this, that if you get hit, you could have a seizure, you could die. How are you playing football? And he wasn't playing flag. He was playing tackle football. And if I'm not mistaken, he was wasn't he the captain of the football team or pretty high up? So he's probably taking a hit or 2 or 5 in order to get to that level because he was on the varsity football team. He wasn't on the JV team. He wasn't on the Pee Wee League. He went on Pop Warner. But I'm just saying, I don't believe that any of that's true about the whole attack anyway. We're going to bring this video back in. But, I think that this is a sin and a shame that instead of just admitting that Karmelo Anthony did what was wrong, he did something wrong. He did not have his emotional wherewithal to control his emotions and make a good decision. Anybody who has teenagers, if you have teenagers now, you are learning, you're probably in the middle of a masterclass of helping people deal with their emotional regulation, right? And by God's grace, you will never have to worry about something as crazy as what Carmelo Anthony did, but you probably can admit that, there's kind of emotional little speed demons, right? They're little emotional Tasmanian devils sometimes. But he didn't have good emotional regulation. He lashed out and did something wrong. And he has to, instead of just saying that, in truth be told, for the black community, that we need to just be honest, say that dude killed somebody and he needs to go to jail. Like that sentence is probably better than all the other shenanigans that we're doing. All this other lyrical gymnastics, all this phonetic pretzel making. We would be better off just saying, yeah, he killed somebody, he needs to go to jail. Because that's the truth. All this pretzel making, all this gymnastics, you're going to get your gold medal, and he's going to still go to jail.
His shoulder. He had injured it.
Wait.
Who knows what would have happened after that moment?
Correct. And that's kind of the whole moment of it. He suffered from epilepsy, so he suffered seizures. He also had surgery on his shoulder. He had injured it in football, and so he was recovering from that. They had just cleared him to go back to track and start running. So he had a lot of disadvantages. He was smaller than them. It was 2 big dudes there and 2 other dudes that played football. And then they had other guys that was around. It was a young man. I ain't gonna say his name, but he was filming the whole thing. That's the one that we see on Snapchat of the 2 minutes before. That everybody had the still pics of Carmelo sitting and we could see him from behind. That's a whole video. That young man filmed the whole fight. So
you're saying that there's somebody on TikTok?
He's on, I said Snapchat, my bad.
So y'all know the play here. Do y'all know what the play is here? What's going to happen with Dwayne? Do y'all know what the play is? I'm going to tell you exactly where the video is. I'll tell you what's going to happen. Do y'all know what the play is? This is the play. Let me big screen myself. This is the play. They're going to say, I saw this mystical, magical video. And they just keep making all this fuss. Oh, there's this video out here, showing all of this. It shows them, body slamming him. It was like WWE, blah, 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 blah. And the police give all of the information. They upload all the videos so the public can see all the videos. And all the videos come out. And this video that he's describing is not going to be there because he's making this up. And so what's he going to say? Well, that's not all of the videos. Because I saw this video that said XYZ ABC. Y'all got these videos that show 1, 2, 3. But see, I saw the video that said this.
What's that smell in this room? Didn't you notice it, Brick? Didn't you notice a powerful and obnoxious odor of mendacity in this room?
Nobody's asked the question, how did you see this video? Nobody's asked the question, who has access to this video? Where is this video at that you saw it? Nobody's asking that. They're just giving him duck and cover that he says he saw it. I could say I saw a video. I saw a video of Carmelo Anthony walking an aardvark down the street. I did. I saw it. It was on Snapchat. I saw Eddie. Eddie had it, and he was walking the aardvark, and the aardvark had a pink collar around his neck, and he was walking down the street eating ants. I saw it. That's it.
Boy, if you don't get...
I mean, he could just say that. And this is going to be a game of whack-a-mole until Jesus comes back. Because all it's going to be this mystery, the mystery video is going to be out there forever. Somebody's going to make a video on an AI video, and they're going to be like, see, this is what he saw. No, it's not what I saw. I saw something different. There'll be another video show. This is all this is going to be. Because the video doesn't exist. What he's saying is not true.
Yeah, it's rewind time.
What I want to know is the video, right? Taking it back to the case, there's so many conflicting stories about this video. Now, what we saw inside the courtroom was a grainy, hard to see video, but there was a lot of people outside the courtroom who said that they went to ISD and watched the footage and said that it was clear, and they said that they saw more than what we were shown. Can you speak on that?
Well, so Nick, you know I wasn't in there, right? But I can tell you, I did see the video at Frisco ISD. And the video that at Frisco ISD, it's not like you can sit there and look at the pimple on someone's face, but you can identify what's there, right, in front of you. And so what has been described to me, you know, is like, no, you could at least kind of know and count how many people right there. You know,
well, we can count how many bodies, but we can't see like faces. You know what I mean? Like we could see like, okay, somebody's sitting right there, somebody sitting right there, but we couldn't see like Karmelo in Austin's face, or you know what I mean? It just was like kids there.
Mm-hmm.
Some people were saying that they were able to see him getting jumped. I couldn't see that. So I was wondering if you guys saw something different.
No. It's not. I didn't see that with that video. No. I didn't see him getting jumped. Or, you know what I mean? Like I saw movement over there. I saw that there was multiple people around him, but I didn't see he was getting, you know what I mean, like the altercation. No.
And nobody is saying, well, hey, I hear what you're saying. Can you show me the evidence to what you're saying? This content creator just got him on here and he's just outright lying. He's just making this up.
They had the still pics of Karmelo sitting and we could see him from behind. That's a whole video. That young man filmed the whole fight.
Wait a minute. So you're saying that there's somebody on TikTok?
He's on, I said Snapchat, my bad. On Snapchat, not TikTok. Yeah, so Snapchat.
Snapchat, and he has this stuff online.
Correct. It's been shown all over the place, and a lot of us have the 6-minute video of him showing and the still shots. He has the full video, and also, let's just be honest.
Y'all put in the chat. I have not watched all this. I watched the first couple minutes, the first couple seconds. Y'all put in the chat if you believe it's all over the place. Hold on, I need to get producer Jason in here. Hold on. Y'all, this is some crazy work. He's just outright lying. I'm sorry. You're not going to beat those charges. You lying, my dude. You're lying. You're lying. There's not some story that's all around. No, you're just making that up. He's and you listen to him. He says, I have the 6-minute video. Well, sir, you need to show that 6-minute video. If you have evidence that was not shown in court that could exonerate Karmelo Anthony, what kind of wicked person are you that you would actually hold that evidence, be out here caping on podcasts when you could be showing evidence that got him exonerated? But you busy over here on the podcast. Sir, you more evil than Karmelo is. Truth be told, you're more evil than Karmelo is. Now, never mind the fact that you want me to believe that 18 teenagers were willing to lie and create a whole new narrative and tell a story that was completely different than what you allegedly saw. Never mind the fact that you ain't shown me any proof of that, but you want me to believe that? Okay. But you have evidence, sir. It's all over the place. Everybody's got it. But you didn't show it. And you're not rushing to get it out there so that people can see, sir, you are a liar. Shame on you. Shame on you for lying.
You seen the video on 2 hours. Was it clear enough or was it fuzzy or what?
No, it was clear. It was clear enough where you can see the actual individual raindrops come by the cameras.
Okay.
That's how clear it is. You actually see them walking up. You see that Karmelo is already up under there. He's under there minding his business.
Dodging the rain or?
Yeah, it was still raining. You know, right. I'm from Little Elm. So that day we were under a tornado watch.
Right.
And we were under thunderstorm warning. And we know we had already had some light rain then, and it started raining again. Then it was over with for the day.
Okay.
So that's kind of what happened on that day. But they were at a rain delay already. And so during that time when that happened, the twins, their 2 buddies, and a few other kids, because there was a few kids involved with them, they were all coming from the direction of the middle school, coming walking back up.
Right.
On the video, you can see those 4 that actually was involved, and maybe about 3 or 4 others that was with them, skipping up, trying to catch up behind. One veered off probably toward his way to go to the coach and kind of distract him a little bit. And then the other 4 came walking together. One went in front of them, went past.
Right.
The other 4 went and they surrounded Karmelo. You know, if you were Karmelo,
and they showed that on that video.
It's on the video.
Okay, come on.
You can see them walk.
I'm gonna say little stuff.
I'll put it this way.
Okay.
They actually tell you when you're watching the video, pay attention to this corner right here, because if you look anywhere else, you might miss different things.
Okay.
So watch those 4. Here, there are 4 right there coming up.
Right.
That's exactly what they say.
Okay.
And so you have no way to be confused that it's those 4.
Okay.
So they come up, they surround them, and it's immediate moment of not even a few seconds of pause. Then that's when they jump. And so
they actually did jump him.
Yeah, it wasn't just no touch. It wasn't just all that moment. Yeah, it was a push. It was all kind of things. But Austin pushed, Hunter hit, and then everybody swung. But at the same time,
So it's more than the twins that got some licks
all
on
4.
them. So it showed that in the video.
Yes, in the video. So again, you got Hunter and Austin standing in the middle.
Okay.
And you have the light bright boy here, and you have the darker boy here.
Okay.
I think that's what I remember. So I have to go back and think about it. But that's where they were. One was going up and down while they were talking and kind of pushing or whatever he was doing. Austin and Hunter was in front. So where they're talking about grabbing bags, Hunter actually said that I grabbed his bag.
Right.
And then later on, he said that Austin threw the bag.
Okay.
Jeff also said the same thing. And so that's them both antagonizing. And we know under Texas law, I just have the fear that you're about to do something to me and you can get up out of here. Yeah, so you don't have to touch me. But at that point, he still stood there and stopped there. And whatever they say alleged was said, you don't know that until they get into it here. But once they did that, they started hitting them. Karmelo actually was able to back out and try to get away. So he was actually trying to get away the first time. Austin grabbed him, and you can see his hoodie coming out like this, and they brought him back in.
Okay.
And when they brought him back in, that's when you can see Austin put him in a headlock. You can see that all the rest of them are still hitting. That must be when the poke happened, because he was able to get out again. He backed out. He looked to the right. That's where the other little kid was filming, because they got some cell phone footage too. But that's where he was filming. He looked directly at him in his camera, and then he went this way to the left. He went down, he fell, and that's when they realized he was gone, because they were still punching. And when he fell, that's when they all turned around. They started chasing him. Austin tried to go chase him too, but he grabbed his chest. I guess he realized that something happened to him, and that's when he went down a little bit and he fell down. But all 3 of them were chasing. But Karmelo was so fast, he got away and went around to the coach. And so you can see them on the video pointing toward Karmelo and the coach. And I can imagine, because Karmelo's out of the camera on that moment, that he was telling the coach what happened. And then that's when Hunter said he whipped his head around. That's a true statement. He just wasn't sitting when he did. He whipped his head around, you see him on the video, and that's when he walked over to where Austin was, but he never touched him. So all that stuff about him rendering aid and holding his heart, and he never did that, because the coach grabbed him and he was holding him. So at the end of the day, that's kind of where the moment went. But they did assault him, and we'll just play the game. Even if it was just a push, you still assaulted him, because it was unwanted. By your own definition in your word of him saying that leave me alone and I'm not going, you assaulted him, period. But they did beat him. And if you look at the, not the photo that Fox 4 put out, because that was one that they actually edited. I have the emails to prove it. But the actual Collin County one, you can see the webs and stuff on his eye. You can see the bridge of his nose is swollen. You can see the webs under his neck. And so that's the reason why they edited the one from Fox and kind of airbrushed it. And you can see they put the locks of his hair that got taken out as well.
Amazing. Every word of what you just said was wrong.
A lot of people have seen his full video because it was actually out on Reddit. Some people seen it on their Snapchats. It showed, but it was a disappearing link, and they didn't know to record it. And so it's out there. I know
if it's on Reddit, it's been uploaded. That's what I'm saying. Like, old folk don't need to lie. Okay, old people like me don't need to be lying about technology. Okay, I don't need to be lying about tech, because technology will run circles around me and I'll be looking stupid. Sir, if it's on Reddit, that means it was uploaded to Reddit. That means it's on Reddit servers. See, you out here lying. You out here lying, trying to get friends, my guy. and you look stupid in the process of doing that. Dwayne, respectfully, Dwayne, you need to stop. This story is dumb. Wow.
As well, because here in the local area, on the 2nd of April, the 3rd of April, and the 4th of April of last year, we actually saw kids posted on their social media. And so we saw the fight. We saw the incident. They call it the fight, but it was the incident of Karmelo getting jumped. So we saw it until they scrubbed it and took it down. And so a lot of people still have that video. They still have that feed and that footage. It's just that they've gotten threatened. They've gotten all those things. It was actually alleged in court, so I'll say it, that Jeff Metcalf had actually did a whole barbecue for all the witnesses to come to, and that's where he threatened all the parents. And so that's something that we've continued.
This dude just said that Jeff Metcalf had a cookout at his house, invited all the families, and he threatened all the parents. If it's that big a deal, you would, that information would be out there right now. Like, who cares if you give it to defense? Put it out on 11 Live News. Put it out on Fox News right now, that they can corroborate it and prove that it's right, and then blow the whistle on it. Blow the lid off of this. But you, sir, know that this is true. Allegedly, you know this is true, and you have not taken it to anybody. You've taken it to a podcaster.
And didn't say it last year. They actually brought it up in court, so I'll say it here. And so those are things that happen. So you can see them actually jumping him. The first person to throw a punch was Hunter.
Some people were saying that they were able to see him getting jumped. I couldn't see that. So I was wondering if you guys saw something different.
No, it's not, I didn't see that with that video. No.
Hunter cold-cocked the boy, and that's when they jumped on him.
That's funny that you say that, because right before you joined, I said, this boy is guilty. You can see it in his face. He knows that something he did caused his brother's death. I said that. I said he is guilty. When I look at him talking and he's doing that press conference, he's looking up, he's looking down. That's a sign of guilty. A person who can't look you in your face, they have something to
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
You know what else is a sign of guilty? Going on a podcast talking about a video that nobody can corroborate. That's another sign of being guilty. That's another sign. Another sign of being guilty is saying that you have evidence that would exonerate somebody, or at least give them a self-defense claim, and you're sitting on it and you're just talking about it. That's another sign of being guilty. And I think that one's actually a more credible than just saying that a 17, 18-year-old looking around because they saw their brother die, and maybe they're looking around. That's a sign of guilt, but not somebody sitting here telling a story that has no bearing. Like, there's no way to corroborate the story.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
But until further notice, maybe that's what.
Hide. And then as I watched his mother, it's almost like she's crying, but she's not telling the full story either, because I believe she knows what happened.
They both do. And I'm going to tell you that as a fact, and this is Dwayne saying that Jeff Metcalf and Megan Metcalf definitely knows the truth, but they're stuck between a rock and a hard place, because Austin was their favorite child. And they know that Hunter is guilty of causing that man not to be here no more, because Hunter is the one that started the whole situation. And so, as he said on his interview,
that's some crazy work, man. Like, that that's their favorite child. Wow. Yeah, man. That's some crazy work. That's some diabolical work right there. I got it. That man not to be here no more, because Hunter is the one that started the whole situation. And so, as he said on his interview, that my brother always has my back, even when I'm wrong. He said out of his own mouth. So that's on his interview, not mine. And so, since we know that, and that day, once he threw that punch,
they all start beating on Karmelo. Karmelo disappeared at the bottom because they're all on him and they're hitting each other, hitting him. Karmelo actually gets away. That's what people don't understand. He got away. He backed out. Austin grabbed his hoodie and pulled him back. And on the video, you can see his gray hoodie stretched out and him coming back. And you can see the look on his face. It was despair because he thought he got away from the beating and they got him. And when they brought him back in, Austin grabbed him and put him in a headlock. That's why you can see the ligature marks on the bottom of his neck. And that's when one of the kids, I believe, I don't know which one it was, so I won't call their name, but one of the kids actually testified to it in trial and said that they saw that Karmelo had to reach behind his back and he grabbed what was already open. And when that happened, as the older white lady said, and I ain't gonna say her name, but she was sitting up on our canopy for a few days after she came from inside the courtroom. She told everybody that it was clear from what she saw that he fell on it. And that's something that we've contended that Karmelo may have reached for something. He may have gotten it, but he definitely fell on it because the force that's needed to cause the damage that they're saying that happened, you have to have a lot of pressure. And Karmelo sitting down could never muster up that type of pressure. So he had to fall on it.
That's good.
And so, yeah.
Wait, let's stay there because so what you're saying is, and I've heard this before, he never stood up.
He never stood up. No. Even when he tried to get away, he was in a.
So he never stood up, but when he tried to get away, what was he doing? Crawling? Was he trying to slither? Like, what the heck? Dude, shut up. Like, you just lying. You just lying to get friends, man. Gosh, man. Clout is a hell of a drug, man. Like, you just lying. I'm sorry. You're not going to convince me otherwise. Show us the video. If you have the video, then show the video and put me to quiet. Because in the meantime, and in between time, you are a liar, Dwayne. Shame on his podcast for even having him on there. This is some bona fide foolishness. But this is where Umar Johnson got that dumb stuff from. That's where Umar got that from. Keep going. Let's go.
When he got away the first time, he was kind of like if you know defensive backs in football, they're crouched down. And so just imagine he's sitting and he's crouched down trying to get away and they're pulling him. So he never fully stood up until the second time after he got away and he ran backwards about 2 or 3 steps up. He looked to his right and that's where the young man that was filming was sitting or standing with the film moment. And then he looked to his left and took off and he went down. He fell. And when he fell, that's when they all realized he was gone because they didn't even know he was gone yet.
Boy, shut up. This dude said he crawled out of the shroom, and they didn't know he was gone. Boy, stop lying. Stop lying. Because you know what else I realized? He said at the beginning that Austin shoved him and he fell back and hit his head. How did he shove him if he wasn't standing up? Did he squat down and shove him while he's sitting? That doesn't even make sense. If he don't roll up here and give you a video to show, then he's just lying.
And when they saw he was gone, they all got up to chase him. He got up and he ran. Even Austin got up to chase him. And Austin realized then that he was hit, that something had happened. And that's when he came down the steps and he fell down. But Hunter and the other 2 boys started chasing him. But Karmelo was so fast that he got away so quick and got to the coach that they just stopped and pointed.
Right.
And that's when Hunter said he whipped his head around and he saw his brother.
You know what? When they said they chased them, I said, no, they was fighting because what are you chasing them for? If him and Austin is in a fight and he stuck them, what are you chasing them for? You need to get him help. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So when they chased them, I knew that they all jumped him.
Yeah, because they didn't know they didn't know he got poked yet. They didn't know that he was stabbed.
Do you want me to believe Bradford? Do you want me to believe that 21, or let's go with 18 kids? I know there was at least 3 adults. So let's go 18 kids. Now, you want me to also believe that Jeff Metcalf brought the kids and their mamas and daddies to a cookout. So we're at 18 kids plus moms and dads. So we're looking somewhere north of 45 people. And he threatened 45 people to change a story and to keep said story changed until further notice. You want me to believe that above what 18 people saw and corroborated? That's what you want me to believe in the year of our Lord 2026? Come on, man. You smarter than that. At least don't be, come on, man, for real. You can't be that. It's not, I don't think it's possible to be that silly. You just can't be that silly. There's no way. I just don't believe that you're that silly. I just cannot believe that.
16. You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Okay. You don't believe anything that anybody recall. Okay, fine. But you want me to believe that 50 people, 18 kids, 18 mamas, 18 dads, got threatened by a man and they didn't mention it at all? They didn't go and say, by the way, I got threatened. I was threatened. Here's my phone. You can ping where I was located. I was here with my family. Nothing. But you want me to believe this man telling a story about a video that he doesn't have any evidence. I'm supposed to believe that? Come on, man. Make it a little bit more difficult, my guy. Make it a little bit more difficult. Just a tad bit more. Good gracious, man. Carmelo Anthony is where he's supposed to be for what he did. That's it.
Because they all, including Austin, tried to chase him when they realized, because he got away and they were still fighting. Austin was at the bottom because he had Carmelo in a chokehold. So he just figured that he was loose, so they still hidden. And then all of a sudden, that's when he fell. When he ran away and fell, they heard that fall. And that's when they all looked and like, oh, he getting away. And they all went to chase him. Austin tried, but he realized he was hurt. And so when all that happened, everybody know that they heard Jeff Metcalf and Hunter. Hunter said that he went and gave him aid. He held on to him and kept pressure on his wound and all that. That's a lie. Hunter never got close enough to him. He turned around, whipped his head around. He went to step forward. By that time, the other coaches were coming because Carmelo already told them what was going on. And so they were coming and the coaches came. One coach held Hunter. He was screaming. That is true. He was screaming for real. And so since he was screaming, he never, ever got to his brother. Never. And so it's a moment to where if we just go at face value at what we knew before we got the trial, they're saying that Carmelo told them that he shouldn't have put his hands on me. I did it in self-defense. By Frisco PD's own policy, once a suspect has asserted self-defense, they have to arrest everybody, take everybody down for questioning, take their statements, send all the evidence and the statements to the DA's office, and they send it to the grand jury, and you let the grand jury make the decision who's at fault. They never did that. If I tell you they had Carmelo already booked and charged with the murder of Austin Metcalf before Austin Metcalf was even pronounced dead at 10:53 a.m. because they already knew what they wanted. Because when all those officers got to Kirkendall Stadium, they saw their friend's son laying there in this situation. And as the paramedic said, he was purple. And they had to administer blood to him, and then he perked back up. His color came back. They put him inside of the ambulance, and they were basically working on him as he had a heart condition, not that he was losing blood. And so that's why it was a pause. That's why they took him to the Plano hospital instead of the hospital right by Kirkendall Stadium, because there was no rush. They didn't think they were going to lose him because it wasn't anything grave for the puncture that they had. It's not even that much blood on the scene in any pictures and photos that we've seen. So we know that this is a moment that it was a setup to protect the friends. And I think it became a moment of revenge for the Metcalfs because that was their favorite child.
It's false. No way. Not this time. We created it. Not this time. No, not this time. It's totally made up.
All right. So I wanted to look real quick, and I was searching to see if Frisco, Texas their police department has a policy about arrest everybody in the event of a self-defense claim. And I'm sure this is going to be shocking to you. And again, I just did a quick search. I'm not saying that this is a definitive, but I'm pretty sure you'll be overwhelmed with shock and awe that there is not a policy that says that the police have to arrest everyone simply because someone claims self-defense. I know you're surprised. I know. I was surprised too. I can't believe that Dwayne here would tell me something that was not true. I can't believe it. But lo and behold, that's where we are. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the JWhit Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.